Hello everyone. In my last video, I was talking about tab strip control, and if you guys have already gone through it, so I'm sure that you are good with the tab strip control concept. And since I have already discussed the table control, so what you can do, you can just mix up both the concepts and then try at your end. A lot of documents are available on Google, and then you can easily refer to it, Google SCN and other blogs. So just for your own sake, just for the practice purpose and test your confidence, do one thing, you create a tab strip control, and then in the subscreen area drag and drop a table control and then write a code for it. It's very simple, just need to follow the concepts which I have explained in last two videos, and then that would be it. In today's session I am going to discuss about some pending topics like chain and chain, reading the screen values if PAI is not triggered, and how to design a select option in module pool, and then help request and value request. So I think it should take about an hour, and be patient. This particular video is very important in the sense whatever I'm going to explain will be a part of your interview questions, provided your interviewer has worked in module pool. If not, then obviously he won't be asking, but if he's going to ask, I think this video is going to help you with a better answer. So before I go ahead, I also request you, as I requested in my previous video or earlier video, that guys, please, it's a humble request, try to buffer the videos on YouTube and then only watch it. Don't download it on your personal laptops or desktops. There are copyright issues, and then I don't want you guys to do that. It's my work, and then I want this to be with me only, because there is a big risk involved. There are people who can make misuse of it, especially from commercial side. So I don't want anyone to download it and then someone else might get it through some way or steal it and then later sell it to someone else. It's not the That is not the purpose of this. And there is one more thing. I mean, most of you, when I'm saying most of you, means 50 to 60% of my viewers would have either gone through a web training through some institute, or planning to go, or would be going. I mean, for example, in Hyderabad, there are some coaching centers like, mushroom kind of concept. You'll see almost every inch and every feet there would be a coaching center. So many of you would have already wasted your money there. It could be a very simple amount, 5,000. It could be 50,000 in a big institute, but that doesn't matter. The quality which I am trying to provide through my videos, I'm sure it's much better than what you guys can get there. So if you guys can afford wasting that much amount in those third class coaching centers, I believe a bit of internet charge you can easily afford. It won't be more than 500, 600 rupees INR per month. Having said that, it would be like $10 USD, so per month. So that is the respect I am requesting. I also deserve it, I believe. So guys, please don't download it. It's a humble request. Just visit YouTube and then watch it there. And the other thing, on an average, I can see as of today, the number of views per video would be like 300 or something. But then the number of likes or even dislikes, it would be just one or two. So that is also one of the reason that I believe people just simply go ahead and download it in their systems. So if you have to enter into SAP, you should own your personal laptop or desktop, and obviously you need an internet to apply for a job. So no need to go to a cyber cafe and download my videos. First thing, please have your own system, and then obviously get an internet connection. I have seen in Hyderabad there are very cheap connections available, like beam cable and all. You can just get 50 GB 60 GB for 800 900 rupees. I think that is much more than enough. So, and obviously people who are in US or other countries, the internet is much better and then much affordable than India. So obviously, and I'm sure those guys are generally watching it on YouTube. So no need to waste your hard disk space by downloading the videos, guys. Please visit YouTube. If your internet speed is slow, just buffer it out and then watch it later. But then, and I'm okay if you just watch it for once. You make your notes, but then again, don't download it. Don't download it in your PDAs or any other devices. So I think I'll be repeating this time and again in my coming videos, and then you guys might feel bored of it. But then I'm sorry about that. So I have opened couple of links which I'll be referring just to explain the concept. So let me enter into SAP. So the agenda for today is select option, table control, chain and chain, search request, value request, 9 pro values read, and then I think that would be all for module pool. Then we'll be moving to scripts and smart forms. And then I think explicit enhancement and BTE, that also I'll cover in one video, so that we are done with enhancement. Only BADI would be pending, so that I'll explain after object oriented ABAP. In between, I also want to take a class on how to design a database. So this is again very helpful for people who want to appear in SAP labs interviews. So this is going to be an important class for how to design a database, a random database design concept. People who have done their MCA, which means Master in Computers Applications, or who are a BTech in or BE in Computer Science, they would be already knowing this concept. But other than that, whosoever is aspiring to be a web consultant or an architect uh, should be aware of this concept. And then I think so. Once these small topics, maybe another 7-8 videos, we can jump to object oriented. So another 7-8 hours or maybe 9 hours to go for object oriented, and then workflow and BADI and dynamic internal table object oriented ALV. So once these topics are done, I think you'll be a full-fledged ABAP consultant just by referring my videos. You don't need to waste your money in coaching centers. So, okay, let's jump to the topic. I have already wasted some 5-10 minutes. So many applications are running on my laptop, even though it's an i7 processor and then 8 GB RAM, but then it consumes a lot of RAM because I'm running two virtual systems in this. So I'll pause it in between so that it doesn't takes or consumes your time. So let me just wait for the response. Still working. Okay. So let me just go to the top include and create a selection screen here. Let me just close few other windows so that it can free up some memory. Okay. I think still it has some more scope. 1 second. Sorry guys. Let me just. Okay. So let me just declare the tables here. So we have VBAK. And then let's add one more table here. MARA, that is our material table. Selection screen, begin of screen. Let's say we have already 9001 and 2 9003 add subscreen. So we are creating a subscreen here. Select options s underscore matner or matnr selection screen, end of screen. I don't know, but system is very slow now. Let me just keep on pausing in between so that it doesn't waste your time. Okay, good, got it back. Activate this. Okay, so we have this 9001. Let's go to the layout. It will take some time to load. Okay, so we got this one. So let's do one more thing. Let's select this one, drag and drop here. We'll create a subscreen area here. Okay, double click this one. Okay, so what I did, I created a subscreen area here. Double click this, give the name as sub1. Okay, so it got activated. Now, before this screen 9001 loads, what we are going to do, yesterday we were calling the subscreen, call subscreen sub1 including 9000. Okay, so we did this yesterday, so we are doing the same thing again. Seems to be active now. Let me just, so you can see that now I have a select option also being displayed on my screen. So what you can do, I mean, normally in module pool, if you want to deal this particular arrow and then multiple selection, then you need to do a lot of things. I mean, I'm going to showcase that, even that one, but then here it's the easiest way. What you need to do, create a simple selection screen in your top include, like I did here, and then just create a, so obviously whatever you did here, it will be a subscreen like I did here. So what I can do, I can declare all my selection variables here. I can also begin of this, and what I could have done, selection screen begin of, I could have created a block also. Something like this. So actually the problem here is that both the objects are just colliding to each other. So what you need to do, either you choose this one which is coming from module pool, or you choose this one which is coming from the report concept, and then it will work fine. So this is one way of doing it. Let's go with the other way of doing this one. So let me just go to my screen, change this and let's go to layout, and let me just do some adjustments here. And let's expand this one a little bit. Press F6, select table MARA, get from dictionary, select material, okay, so it's coming directly from the table, so let me just create our own. So this is the input field, I1, this, create one more input field, I2, which is like low and high, create a text here, text name is V1, material number, let's create some icon here. It will be a push button, B1, so B1 already exists, B2, instead of text, okay, this one is going to be our user command B2, sorry I didn't want to create a switch here, by mistake. Again, let me just pause it so that I can retrieve the screen. Okay. So let's choose the icon, suitable icon here. Almost all icons are here, just trying to find out the correct one. Something like this. Okay, and then let me just do some adjustments. So we'll activate this. So this is how it's going to look like. So obviously this one is, I wanted to select this icon, but anyways this icon is not there. So okay, so what we did, we created a select option kind of thing. We can write two in between. Now you can, so okay, and then what I can do, I can go to the standard table. MAR. So what we are going to do, we are just going to pick the standard search help here. Search help name is MAT1, because it's not being referred to the standard tables, so it's not able to inherit the properties. You can directly assign the standard search help here, or if there is a custom field, you can create a search help and then assign it here. And how to do it at runtime, that I'll explain I think in the end of this video. Okay, so we'll go back now. So now this looks slightly better. You can just see standard search help now being assigned. So this is also one of the ways of doing it. Okay, so so let's go back again. So now, okay, so before I move ahead, I wanted to explain one thing. So now what I need to do, I am on this screen and then I did not trigger any user command, due to which PAI is not triggered. Process after input is not triggered. So what I need to do, I need to uh, read the values on the screen without any user command. So for that, so even though PAI is not triggered, we can still go ahead and read the values on the screen. For that, there is a function module, dynaprot tab read values, which we are going to use now. Sorry, I kept on speaking and then I didn't realize that recording is on hold. Okay. So what we are going to do, since we have, okay, let's have a look at the T code again. So what we are going to do here, we have defined material low, high, and then we want to make use of this button like this, very similar to this. As of now, this button was not working. So what we are going to do, I just declared a range table here, r underscore matner for mara hyphen matner, very similar to your select option, but it's going to be a range table. And then I have already explained the ranges in my earlier videos. What I did, I just, since if you guys remember what I did, I have attached a SAP-ABAP named B2 against this one. So go back here in the user command for B2, I just called this function module. So I didn't realize that recording was off, so I just kept on doing and speaking. But anyways, so based on the SAI-UCOM of that button, call this function module complex selection dialog, give a title and a text something, signed equal to X, and then give a range table R underscore matnum. Activate this and then execute the transaction. Click on this button, so you will get very similar to what you are getting now. Okay. Same thing. So this is something we can achieve via this function module complex selections dialog, or the easiest way, you create a subscreen on the selection screen in the subscreen and call that subscreen in your main screen. So these two options are there to create a select option in module pool programming. Okay, so let's just have a look what else we are going to discuss now. So select option is done, I would say. Let me just have some water. Okay, let's quickly go through the concept of chain and chain. So I am on my second screen. We have these fields here, BBEL and Posner, Matner. So let's talk about Posner, Matner, because these things are displayed on the module pool. Okay, and we need to do a work area here. Facing some problem today, so I might need to restart my server. So somehow I'll try to finish this class and then chain. Something is happening, 1 minute. Okay, let me try now. Okay, so chain field this, and now this extension is going to use for all the fields. Okay, and then I'm writing module validate field. So pretty printer, let's So it's a part of PBO, so it will go into O01. So data, let's do one thing, data. So what all things we are displaying there in the table control? If I go back here, so we have MATNR. So let's put a validation on MATNR. Okay, and then select single MATNR from MAR into LB underscore, where MATNR equal to WA hyphen underscore VBAP hyphen MATNR. Okay, it's not size of ours is initial and LB underscore MATNR is initial, means we entered a wrong material. Message wrong material India. So very simple, I'm just validating the material entered with the database. Sorry. So if you guys just observe, every time I keep on hitting pretty printer so that the indentation of the code is properly correct and then properly indented. So what I did, I created a end chain in the loop, because I know in this loop I can access my work area, and when I can access my work area of the table control, actually I can access every field there. Okay, so I have material, everything I have here, and then I wrote a module validate field in which I am doing a validation. Let's see what happens now. Run this one. Next screen. Okay, you have this one. Let's write ABCD. If I hit enter, Okay. So by default, lb underscore, because it would have been executed for the first time, so lb underscore matter would be carrying some value. So first time it will be carrying the standard value. So let me just clear this, and then let's execute this transaction again. Next one, let me make this one. So you can see that I'm getting a message, whatever message it is, wrong material, and then it throws me out. Okay, so what I was doing it incorrectly. So I have, because what happens, you are doing it once you are entering the value and hitting enter, then you want to validate the field. So earlier I was doing in PBO, which is not required. So I just moved the same code into my PAI module. Sorry, in the loop chain, end chain, in between I started all the fields and the module to validate the field. In this I am just validating this. So now you can see the impact of chain and chain, and then you can also understand the purpose of chain and chain. So if I put, let's say, ABC here and hit enter, you can see that this particular screen is frozen for input, this particular line and all other lines, but this particular line is enabled. So if I correct the value here and hit enter, then the whole screen gets enabled again. But if we don't have a chain and chain here, then if we give an error message, then the whole screen gets frozen. So that is the use of chain and chain. It's basically, it's going to be an interview question also for module pool. So with the help of chain and chain, every individual field would be validated in PAI. You can do it in PBO as well. I can put a chain and chain here also. So basically in PAI I am doing it right now. So we are validating every individual field here. There is a module which will go and pick the material from runtime, and it will just do a query from MARA table, your database table. You can write the similar query for other fields also, and then whenever there is an error in a particular field, that particular row would be enabled for input, rest all the rows will be disabled. So the whole screen is not freezing here, it freezes only the particular place where the error is occurred. So that is the use of chain and chain. So let's move ahead with the next one. Okay, search, and so now what I'm going to do here, no, this is report one, let's not disturb this one. Yeah, this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to include some more things here. Okay, let's go to the layout, and I'm removing the search help from this. So let's see. Or okay, let it be like this, and let's create one more field on the selection screen. Okay, let me create one more field. Date. Okay, so I want to display the system date. Similarly, I am creating one more. Time. I6. Okay, let me just go back, activate this. I think the volume of TV is very high. 1 second. I'll ask my kid to just slow it down. Okay. So if I go to the decode now, you can see date and time. So we want to create a search help here. So in PAI, okay, process on value request, module get underscore date. Okay, so we have two fields. Let's just go and confirm once again. This one is I5, I6. So PAI, it will go into I01, and similarly one more, get date, get time. So the syntax for process on value request is module process on value request field. So you have to give the field name for which you want to generate a search help, and then module get date. Okay. So we have this field F4 underscore date. Let me just check it out. Okay, so basically system is not able to find a reference in our program, so just declare this here, data I5 type side atom, which is your date, I6 type, which is the system time. Give I5 here. Okay, let's go back to the screen again, create the time. So in the date, we have to move the date. Now in the time, create one, call the function module f4 underscore time. Okay, so we have f4 underscore clock I6. Let's activate this and go back to our transaction once again. So if you come here now, you'll see the F4 option enabled here. If I click on this, you'll see the date calendar. If I come here, you'll see the time calendar. So this is how we use the event process on value request. Similarly, we have one more event process on help request. So if I go to my agenda, okay, so I wanted to tell you one more thing here. For example, before I go to help request, and then I'm just explaining this. For example, this is my screen, and then this is the material, and there is no search help. So if I do a P and star, so the expectation is that whenever I do an F4 here, so only the material which belongs to P or start with P should be displayed. Like the standard one doing, and then you want to achieve it through the custom search help using your event. So what you need to do here, you need to go here, write one more module. For example, this is the field I1, and let's say there is no search help. Let it be here, but I'm just explaining the concept. So what you need to do, field I1 module get underscore material. Okay, and then again I01. Here what you need to do, tynp so we have a function module called dynpro value is read. So this function module, what you need to do here, you need to declare the variables like this. Let me just go into the function module, and then you guys just try it out. It will boost up your confidence. I'm not replicating this. I need to go and have my dinner. So this is your program name, this is your screen number. Till now this is fine. Here we have a table, so declare a table like this in your program. So if you pass the screen number and then program name, you'll get the screen properties in this internal table. Okay, and then based on that, what you can do, translate to upper means it will translate that to uppercase, whatever you fetch. So it will be like here. Okay, and then what we can do, we can go in this function module and catch up this one. Like this, provide it here. So if you do this, so what happens? So if I do a P and star, and then if I go into debugging, if I do F4 here, it will call that event for I1. If I go inside, if I do F6, so basically this function module should capture the values on the screen and then it should provide in this internal table. So 1 second, let me just find out the syntax. Okay, so I got the syntax. So what you need to do, so in case of custom search help on a custom field, till now we did it for date and time, that is okay. So what you are going to do, create work area and then you need to tell the system that which field you want to get the values. Append ls underscore table to lt underscore table. Every time you refresh the internal table so that there is no junk value, clear ls underscore table. And then if I execute my transaction now, if I put p star here, if I do slash h here, if I go inside, so you can see this internal table has captured the values of the screen field I1. So till now you can see PAI is not triggered. We simply, what we did an F4 here. So simply the program is directly hitting the event process on value request. Instead PAI is not triggered at all. So since PI is not triggered, we cannot capture the values of the screen field. That's why we use the function module dying-pro read tab values so that we can get the values. Now you have P star. So what you need to do, you need to create an internal table. I didn't want to do this, but then I already did the 50%. Okay. So read table LT underscore table into ls underscore table index 1. Okay, and in we have the field value here. Now create one more types begin of ty underscore mara Madner type. Okay, data lt underscore mara. So I created a structure at runtime, a type structure in which there is only one field material, and then there is an internal table, and then if isomerse is initial, select MARA from select from MARA where matnr like, okay, ls underscore table hyphen field value, something like this. So okay, so by doing this, what you can do, or what you will get all the materials which start with P star. So you need to adjust the code where required. I'm just telling you how to achieve this. And once you are done, if not lt underscore ma is initial, simply call f4 int. There is a function module which will help you to generate a search help at runtime. So you need to provide the inputs to these fields here, and then you will get the search help of the values which start with P star or whatever. So this is the way you can achieve a search help in module pool. So I have given all the possible ways which you can now leverage. I think I should. There is only one more topic left here. Value request. Okay, so this is done. Now only help request is left. So I'm just thinking I should finish my dinner and come back 1 minute. We have already crossed 1 hour. Okay, let me try to see if I can complete. Then I go for dinner. Okay, so okay, not this one. I don't want to disturb this. Okay, now in this, okay, before this, let's go to SA61. Let's close this session, it's not needed. Okay. So we are creating a document here. Just provide the name as gdemo and create. We are creating this in English language. So by doing this, you can also understand how SAP creates the standard helps. Taking time, so I'll just pause it. So I got this screen now. Go to change editor. I'll give something demo and some nonsense. Example. Okay. Save this. Activate this. And go back to gdemo is complete now. Process on help request. Field I1. Okay, so let's try to call the function module d show. Let's try if this works. Text language is English. Gdemo. This one is inactive. Okay, so now because the screen was inactive, let me check if the recording is happening. It's happening, thank God. Okay, so The screen was inactive, that's why it didn't work. So now it goes and calls our function module. If I do F6 here, object does not exist. Let me just see what is this problem. Okay guys, so I got the problem. What I was passing here in the screen, since when we were creating that, so I think it's wrong. Let me go to, when we created this as an data element. Actually we should have chosen here standard text tx. This general text I should have chosen, and then I should have created. But since I created a data element, where is my program? Okay, so I was passing tx, I just changed it to de. De is data element. So what, I'll remove this breakpoint now, and then screen is active. If I do F1 now, I'll get my help request. So this is what we were entering at runtime, so we have got it now. So this is how we create a help request. So guys, we have 4 events in the module pool. PBO loads every time the screen comes in front of you. PAI, whenever you enter something and give a user command like enter or any button, PAI triggers. Value request, for value request PAI won't trigger, and you need to capture the values from the screen by using the function module DynPro read values. And then for custom search help, you can call your custom function modules. Help request, you need to create a documentation on SE61 and then use this function module dc show for F1 help. There are other function modules as well which you can find out for F1. So these 4 major events are there, and I think this is how I am completing my, so let me just close this one, already explained. So this is how I am completing my module pool now. So guys, thank you for your time and help, and I think my videos are very lengthy. So what I'll do from next time onwards, I'll make sure that one video is not more than 15 minutes, so that we cover small topics in one video, and then there would be multiple videos, but then you can easily watch it online. So thank you guys for your time, and then see you again.